If you're starting to vibe code, Lovable is my personal recommendation. There are others. Replit, R-E-P-L-I-T. It's pretty good. Base 44. I haven't used this for a long time, so I can't say how good it is anymore. There's Bolt, bolt.new. I was never that impressed with Bolt. I prefer Lovable. And there is also AI Studio Build. This one's hidden away a little bit, but this one's great because it's free, buried under all these adverts. Google AI Studio. If you go into build, the build mode here, this is basically Lovable, but for free. The main thing is that it's locked to Gemini. So you can only use the Google models. That's absolutely fine. But this is a vibe coding tool. So I can literally say, I want to build a skill tree system based on AI native curriculum I've developed. So I could use this to build out my skill tree system. So this looks just like Lovable. It has a preview panel. The main thing is that this is free. That said, I still find Lovable to be more powerful and to one-shot my app ideas very quickly. And so I think Lovable is still the best place to start. They're not paying me to say this. I just think it's a good tool. From there, you can experiment with Cursor or straight to Claude Code. Claude Code is basically the big daddy here. But if I do develop this into a proper course, a proper set of courses, I will give you different alternatives at each level. Browser-based is either going to be Lovable, Bolt, or Replit. IDE-based will be Cursor, probably not Windsurf, Cursor or Anti-Gravity, or VS Code. And then command line interface based is going to be Claude Code or Codex. Both of these actually have apps now. So the fact that these have apps pushes these IDE-based ones. This bit in the middle is less useful. When I develop this out fully, it might just be browser-based, start with Lovable, start with AI Studio Build, and then move to Claude Code or Codex and skip this part. If you're completely new to vibe coding, it would be Lovable or what I've just shown you, AI Studio Build Mode, which is free. Where you're hosting web apps, Firebase. I use Supabase. Firebase is good too, though. My backend is in Supabase, and then I use Vercel for the actual deployment. There are plenty of options. I don't have a strong opinion. Some people will argue vehemently about these topics. I don't care. As long as the website stays up and it's accessible, I do not care. And yes, there are costs. As soon as you start to get enough traffic, there will be costs, but it's a business cost. It's minor. For my API costs and my hosting, I'm probably paying $100 a month for multiple different apps, multiple different websites, maybe $100, maybe $200 a month, but we gross tens of thousands a month. So it doesn't matter. It's marginal. And that's one of the exciting things about AI in particular, is that the cost of intelligence is so low. You can deploy an application that is better than a lot of SaaS businesses out there, better than people doing it manually, hiring a service, but it costs pennies on the dollar, which is why it's disruptive. You want to be on the right side of that. You want to be the person who's paying a few cents for AI. So AI Studios built me a little skill tree. It's quite nice. This is a vibe coding tool that is free. I can publish this now, and it will publish it directly onto the web for me. So AI Studio Build is really good for this kind of stuff. Unlocked. Complete module. There we go. That's pretty looking, isn't it? This has got very Gemini coded design work, but it's not bad. So I could build using this for free. I'll use Claude Code personally, but if you want a free entry point, this is a really good one. How do we find a worthwhile idea to build with vibe coding? Don't initially, just build stuff. So I find a lot of people want to build the next $1 billion app out of the gate. Don't bother. Just build little toy projects initially to realize what you can and can't do with vibe coding. And then as you work up, you will be able to build more and more complex things. Too many people try to build a life-changing business idea out of the gate with vibe coding. I highly recommend against that. I've been putting together a mini course, which is getting people started with vibe coding. A lot of people have that question you have, which is, what do I build? If you jump straight into your dream project, the biggest mistake people make with vibe coding is jumping into their dream project, a marketplace, a SaaS platform, a social network. They get stuck in 5 minutes, get frustrated and quit. I see this again and again. People are like, I'm going to build a new Facebook. It's like, don't do that. So what I've done is I've created 5 little projects, like toy projects. You get like a kid's science kit and it has these little projects and each one teaches you a little thing and then they get more and more complicated. I'm trying to build that, but for vibe coding. So the first one is a little personal calculator that you can build. So what you'll learn, writing your first prompt, seeing real code appear, hit and run, that's it. proof this actually works. So that's what we're doing in the first one. For each of these steps, a little generator, which will help you work out what you should build specifically. So let's say you are a business owner. I have a service, but no online presence. For example, what's your industry? I am in real estate. Anything else? I'm in the UK, for example. So generate my project. It will come up with an idea for what your first vibe coded project should be. This is just a wireframe, an example version of it. So this might not actually work. But the purpose of this, oh, there we go. Oh, that's a good one. So create a UK stamp duty collector. So it's stamp duty calculator. A clean calculator that instantly shows how much stamp duty you'll pay on any UK property purchase. And then it gives you a prompt. Build me a UK stamp duty calculator for property purchases. So let's go and chuck that into build mode. And then we would work through each of these small projects just to get an idea of what we can do with vibe coding. Because trying to build a multi-million-dollar business is quite difficult from the get-go. So decision tool is the next one. So this would have logic inside of it. The first one's really simple. The second one will have some logic. So you'll be building the internal logic inside of the tool. Third one would be something like a Linktree clone. So I cloned Linktree because I didn't want to give them $15 a month. I have something like this on my website. It has a full backend where I can update the links. Paying $15 for one page is dumb. So that would be like a third project, build your own personal link page. But again, there's an idea generator which will help you work out. So let's say you are an employee who have an idea. I'm in marketing. You could create project ideas using this. And so it goes on. And then fourth tool would be something that handles data. So we'd start at this point to look at databases and how you'd add a backend. And then the fifth one would have logins. So each of these little projects is more complicated so that you can learn how to do these things step by step. So roughly, the first one is just a toy, just to see it can build something. The second one has internal logic inside of it. Third one is about design and layout. Fourth one is about forms, data handling. So we're going to have a backend. We talk about what that means, how to make that secure. And the fifth one is going to have logins. So it's going to allow other people to use it, and it allows you to publish it, provide that as a service. So this is 5 builds in 5 days. This is something I'm working on, which would probably then fit within this longer skill tree that I'm also constructing. So that would be the first part of vibe coding here. So have that little mini accelerator inside of there.